scissor sweep first and where it comes from. This is the scissor sweep. I bring him down. I usually go for this. Let me show you the sweep, and I'll talk about where you'll hit it. Okay, so normally when I break posture, I always get a hand in the collar. I always, when I'm rolling, like a hand in the collar. Because no matter what people are doing, eventually they fall asleep. No matter what position, if they do, you apply a choke. Even if you're in trouble, you apply a choke, and they have to respect that, and then their hands come up. But in this case, I get my hand in the collar like I'm breaking posture for an armbar or a choke, and the first thing they do is super hard posture up. Boom, it's gonna come to this sleeve right here. And I'm rolling it in my fingers. You can never have your hands and fingers inside, because that's how you're gonna hurt. If he circles his hand to break a grip, he's gonna break your fingers, okay? So circle it here, okay? Like roll it in your fingers like you're punching, making a fist. Now that I have this space, I'm gonna open my guard, I'm gonna hip escape, and I'm gonna hit this back shin across his waist, right here. My foot is hooking his hip. So if he tries to move to his left, I can follow, right? If he tries to move to his right, I'm right here too. So now, this foot is right here. I like my knee on the ground, but I do like my foot up a little so he can't step over. Okay? Now what I want to do is sweep him over to the side. But right now, all his base is between his knee and his foot. All his weight is kind of in a compact area. So I need to distribute his weight over a longer area. So I'm going to sit up like this. And now when I drop back down, I'm going to pull him onto me. Now his hips are lighter. Okay, this is the lower part, half of his body is lighter. Now I'm going to do is scissor my legs, what I call the scissor sweep. Boom, and I'm right up to mount. And I still have my choke in, boom, that I can hit because this hand never left the first hand of the collar, okay? So one more time. We're here. I break his posture, immediately start attacking our armbar, choke, he postures up. Go to the sleeve instead. Here, hip escape, shin across. This foot, knee down, but the foot angled up just slightly so he can't step his knee over it. I'm up, bring him down, kick him over, follow into mouth. And look for the chokes. Or arm. This arm crosses over for those blue belts. You can start hitting this arm right here too. Okay? So, let me do this. Let's do this. When I'm here, right, and I go for the sweep, and he's still resisting. So instead, look, I'm going to act like I'm sweeping him, and instead I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to throw it, boom, this way as I hip escape. And now I'm going to do is close my guard, get up on my elbow, grab his far armpit right here behind his shoulder. And this is more of just a position thing. Now, for blue belts or whatever, we do have kind of this high guard series. If he tries to posture up a little, go ahead and posture up a little. I can start playing this game, all this stuff and sweeping to arm bar and stuff like that if you remember. But I'm not really concerned with that right now. All I'm concerned with this move. What we're trying to do, guys, is we're trying to get to a jiu-jitsu where it's not like resist. It's not this. If I go one way and it's not there, something else is there. It's easier, right? And that's how you roll without getting tired all the time. You got to take what they give you. You can't force what you want to do. So that I just want to hip escape and look to the back. Get up on the elbow, close the guard, hug. I'm keeping my chest tight so he can't bring this elbow back to close guard. Because if I don't bring this chest tight, he's going to bring this elbow up and he's going to flatten me back out where we started. So let me have the first three down because I have to break posture. I can't let him maintain it. Again, if he's postured up, he can throw punches and he's going to win this battle when he throws a punch, right? His arm is longer than mine from this position, even with my long monkey arms. Okay, and if he hits me, I'm hitting the mat. I don't necessarily have the same force from my back. So I can't, long story short, I have to maintain this distance. Either I have to bring him down to me or I have to sit up to him. In this case, I'm going to bring him down. So again, guys, typically their arms are set up. I'm going to grab the elbows, especially nogi. I'm going to grab the elbows open. I need to bend. If his arms are locked out, I'll never get him down using my core and my knees. So I need to open his elbows like a chicken wing right here. And once there's a bend in him, I pull my knees to my face. Boom, he's down. Okay. From here, there's no choke, obviously, no gi, but we can work the armbar. Put on the hip, change the angle, pass to armbar. If he pulls the arm out, right back around, top leg underneath, bridge, pass. We're looking to finish this triangle. Boom. Okay. Josh, just for you right now, all we're gonna work on really is this right here. Open. Pull your knees to your face, and then one hand behind his neck while still controlling his elbow. Just right here is kind of your finishing position. And that will get us into what we're going to work on today, guys.
But just, again, quick reviewing of the submission, so we keep them with us, we carry them with us. Jeff, if we can walk you through step by step some of this stuff as well. Okay.
All right, guys, let's just throw up, down, out, and sweep. That's like a kimura and a guillotine. We're just gonna look at the sweeps today. We can come back and look at that stuff on Friday. So all we really need for this stuff is just the ability to break posture correctly. So again, review, hands on the elbows, open, bring him down with your knees to your face. I'm controlling the back of the head, nogi, for now, and I'm controlling the elbow. Now, scissor sweep, okay? He's trying to fight, but as long as I keep my hand behind his head, I'm fine. So he's trying to posture up, but I still got my hand here, cupping the back of the neck. I'm gonna open my guard, hip escape. The leg that's trailing, I'm gonna get that shin across his hip, okay? This leg, I'm gonna put my knee on the mat, but I'm gonna angle my foot up. I don't like my foot down because a lot of times you try to sweep, they step right over it. Boom. Okay? So I want my knee down, my foot up, right here. Now, like Monday, I can't just sweep him here because right now, all of his weight is distributed between like this 16 inches between his knee and his ankle. I need to stretch out his weight so he's a little lighter. So we're here, okay? So I can pull him here towards me, or I sit up and I can get the underhook as well, okay? Either one. If you feel like you can get it cupping the neck, I do that so I don't have to change my position, but this is more effective actually if you get the underhook here, okay? Now, I'm gonna drop. When I drop, I pull him onto me, and now look, his weight is distributed from his head to his feet, so it's over a greater distance, so he's lighter in his hips. And now all I'm gonna do is scissor kick my legs, boom, right into mount. Okay, and just maintain from here. Okay, so one more time. I break posture, boom, begin to control. He postures up, gives me a little space I need. Open my guard, hip escape, get my shin across. My foot is blocking his hips so we can't walk around to my back. Knee is down, foot is up towards his waist. I'm gonna sit up, underhook. When I come back down, I'm pulling him with me. His weight's a little lighter in his hips. I'm kicking him over, following right over into mount. Knees wide, maintaining, okay? Very simple. This stuff's really easy. And like I tell the night class, like, when I started jiu-jitsu, you know, I think I just out wrestling people. That's all I did. You know, I wasn't really learning jiu-jitsu. I was just wrestling people. And my professor's like, you're not getting your blue belt until you start touching your back. It was just, this sweep is where I started playing guard. Now, if you know me, that's all I do is play guard. But this is the whole series that started it. Just very simple, and it's hard to make a mistake because even if you mess it up, you just drop back. Right? So instead of still controlling his head, but having enough space to get my hips out and get that shin across, I lost his head. Right? He's sweaty, whatever. So when he's there, or even if he's just leaning back, I can't. He's not engaged, and I can't get his head forward. Again, I have to close this distance. I can't allow him to, because again, in self-defense, he's going to throw punches in this range, and I can't take those. So I'm going to have to close this distance. So as soon as I lose his head, I'm just getting a little momentum to one side just to allow me to come and sit up on the other side. When I sit up, guys, I have to be on my hand. I have to be on my hand. If he's pushing me back, this allows me to maintain my up. If I'm on my elbow, he's going to push me to my back. I have to get up on my hand. So boom, when he disengages, I'm on my hand. Now, this arm that's normally on the side is going to go across over his shoulder. Okay, I want my armpit directly on his shoulder. Okay? And I'm going to cup his elbow, his tricep. I'm going to block this arm in because I'm going to sweep him over here to my left. Now that I'm here over his shoulder, I'm going to open my guard, take my hips to his hips. Okay? And now all I'm doing to sweep is looking behind me as far as I can and turning. Look, guys, don't turn on your toes. Okay? When you turn on your toes, the weight of him on coming over on your heels, like a heel hook a little bit. And it's a little dicey. Shouldn't get hurt, but I'm going to say that so I won't get hurt. So open your guard, hips to hips, point your toes out. That way it just rolls over the flat part of your top foot. All I'm doing is looking behind me, sweeping it right to mount. And here I am maintaining. So again, so both sweeps to mount and close guard. And they're really effective. So boom, I break his posture, I'm controlling, he postures up, I lose it. Okay? So start to one side, come to the other side. Up with my hand, cross. This arm comes across over his shoulder, trap the elbow, open my guard, hip to hip, straighten my foot, look behind me, boom, sweep to mount. Okay? Break him down, boom, he postures up, I'm following him, and I come up and I go for the sweep. Look, he's gonna push me to the mat, back down, but his hands are gonna touch the mat. When he pushes me back down to the mat, I notice his hand drops to the mat. So my left hand is gonna find his right wrist. And look guys, I'm just cupping, my thumb's not separated from my fingers, it's attached. I'm finding his wrist, okay? Can you have everyone over here? Right over here, we're standing. Okay, so as he's pushing me back down, his hands go to the mat. My hand's on his wrist. This hand is circling over his arm, onto my wrist as I fall. Boom, and I'm walking. Once I have this grip, I'm not letting go, and I close my guard. Now to finish, I'm gonna open my guard, I'm gonna escape my hips to my left. I have to be able to keep his head down, so my left leg is gonna go across his back, keeping him down. Now all I'm gonna do is push his arm with my palm. As I pull his shoulder down, up my thigh, and I finish the kimura, okay, attacking the shoulder. So again, I'm here, boom, I bring him down, he postures back up, I come up with a pants sweep, but he defends by pushing me and putting his hands to the mat. So I'm gonna find his wrist, circle through, drop, close my guard. I can stay here for a while, okay? He's gonna try to posture up and everything like that. Look, I'm keeping him down with pressure to the back of his shoulder. Keeping the wrist up. Open my guard, escape my hips, left leg high across his back, and all I'm doing is sliding his arm up my thigh here as I pull his shoulder down. Slow, get the tap, and that's it, okay? So let's walk through it. What kind of things can go wrong? Very little, I feel it. The only thing that can, right here, is the only thing that they can do. That one's scary for them, and they know it, right? They messed up. So when I have the grip, the only thing they can do if they're powerful is straighten this arm out. Boom. And when they do that, it's usually right here, catching that arm bar, or arm drag to the back. But it's hard if you've ever been caught. Like I remember blue belt, like letting people get that grip, or white blue belt when I started letting people, this was what you finished everyone with, the kimura. Everyone was looking for one, so, or a guillotine. But I remember thinking to myself, whenever someone got that grip, like, I can't get out of it. All right.